everyone, today I'm going to be talking about emotional healing. When I found out I had cancer, I knew that I needed to work on some emotional healing. I remember I had a conversation with my mum, and she mentioned to me that she thought that everybody that got cancer had a lot of emotional healing to do, and that I had to forgive whoever I needed to forgive, and I had to clean all of that crap that I was holding on to, and that I needed to work on cleaning my inside. And I remember when I heard that was quite early on my journey, I got really angry. I didn't say anything to her. I didn't talk to her about what I was thinking at the time, because my biggest emotional healing that I needed to do was very much related to my family, so my direct family, including my mum. So it took me until the end of my treatment for me to see a psychologist, who is somebody that helped me a lot through that. And the initial reason why I went to see a psychologist was really to help me through the end of my treatment and the transition between end of treatment and going back to kind of normal life. I kind of knew that I needed to do some healing around my family, but for me it was still a very sore wound that I needed to open up. Even though I had already been doing some work by myself in the last kind of 7.5 months when I, during my whole treatment. And just to go back a little bit as well, my relationship with my family had been quite turbulent for the last, I would say, between 12 to 14 years. And I kind of knew that when I got on that very moment that I got told that I had cancer, because I do believe in God, I kind of thought God wanted me to face that, to solve that for me, for myself. Obviously there was so many other emotions involved when you find out you have cancer. I just acknowledged that thought and I put that somewhere. From that first beginning, kind of when I thought that, to what my relationship with my family is right now, I have done an enormous amount of healing. And I want to really highlight here that this is not about, hey, I have cancer, now I have to forgive everyone in my life. I knew that whatever I needed to do was for me. This stuff that I had been holding on to made me sick. It was part of what made me sick. I'm not saying that was 100% exactly what made me sick, but it was part of it. And acknowledging that is really hard. I felt that up to that point I was sailing along with my ship, but behind my ship I was carrying an enormous amount of weight, and within that weight there was a lot of negativity and a lot of crap. And for me to move forward and to sail fast and to sail smoothly, I needed to cut that crap behind me, and I needed to leave that behind. And it was a really difficult process because especially at the beginning when the wound still sore, it was really difficult to change your mindset from but what about what this person did with me? What about this situation, that situation? Why couldn't have they behaved differently? But the reality of it is I had to learn to accept them as they are and let go of the expectations of them to be like I want them to be. And I would say that potentially that's vice versa. So we created something which I thought would be impossible because it had been such a painful subject for myself and potentially for them too. I'm sure for them too, that I never thought they would be able to create something different other than just pain. But we did. And I had, a main motivation, which was I needed to do that for myself if I want to create healing and a healthy living for me inside my body, because I really believe the body is physical and mental and spiritual is a whole, is an entire entity that it's made of three different things. So it's not only the physical thing. You could be drinking all the green juices in the world, but if inside you you are holding on to things that don't serve you, those thoughts and the feeling can also make your physical body sick. And I did speak to somebody that I can just give an example like that. Somebody who was completely healthy, active, and ate the best diet ever, raw and vegetables and fruit and no fast food, and hadn't been taking any medication, vegan, all the things that you think that that person will live forever. But what was inside that person was potentially something that was that person needed to let go of, or a lot of things that person had been holding on to. So I think that my message today is, if you are in that position where you feel that you have some healing to do towards yourself or towards somebody else, if you feel that you are sailing away but you are carrying a heavy weight of crap and negativity and emotions and feelings that don't serve you anymore, and deep inside that you need to cut there so you can start sailing smoothly, and you can go a bit faster and more in the right direction that you want to go to, do it. Do it because you deserve better. You will feel relieved. It is. I've learned that it's not about being right or thinking that or judging other people from what they what you think that they should be doing, because we don't like when we get judged. We don't like when people tell us how to behave and what to do. So that same applies to other people. And I think that once you realize that, and you can let go of the hurt, but also the expectation, the healing and what you thought would be impossible becomes possible, because you are not holding on to anything anymore. And I think it's important to talk about, from when you do all of those things, during the cancer treatment, is really important to foster that for the future, because and this is something that I keep working on, not only around my family but around any negativity, any emotion that I feel that it doesn't serve me anymore. It's something that I constantly work on it, because I know that to create a healthy life, a healing life, I need to let go of those things, and I need to keep working on it, because sometimes the negativity keep creeping up, and before you are back into behaving into old patterns, and doing things that don't serve you again. So, our message today is, do it not for other people, but do it for yourself. Because that is the beginning of the change. When you're doing it inside out, and you know that whatever you're holding on is poisoning you, whatever you're holding on is not doing you any good. And to create healing, you need to create space. So things inside you can feel that you're open to new opportunities, you're open to new new positive things, new way of thinking, and you are letting go of all the hurt and the wounds and everything that haven't been serving you. So I hope this is helpful. And if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. If you'd like me to talk a little bit more about emotional healing, that will be awesome as well. So just give me some comments below, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you.